Coming on to chat. Brief chat. Maybe like 20-minute chat before work. Hello. I love how it says no one's watching, but there's a couple likes. So strange. So strange. Good morning, good morning. Like, just kind of felt the need to come on. You guys having weird dreams, paying attention to your dreams? Something for sure going on with the dreams. So what I'm also getting is certain people wanting to have certain conversations that just are not necessary. And again, it's pulling me to like distractions. Actually, my body feels like randomly weak and sore, which is strange. I feel like I have like a oily glow. My skin's like kind of dry. I don't know what's going on here. I was like, all right, let's do YouTube. But all I know is that I think the dreams that you're going to have, deep sleep is good too. Good morning, sweetie. It's like trying to find what it's really. It's like plural. Actually, it would be singular. The same repetitive word over and over for me. Anywho, but I feel like if it's not the dreams, it's something you're hearing repetitively. You know how like it's typically numbers. Like I had an earwig all freaking night. Like typically people call them like pinchers around here. The only thing I can find by looking it up in the meaning in dreams, it wasn't even a dream, it was so clear. Like I was told like 6 times earwig, 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 you know? And very disturbing, uncomfortable dreams, but not like really, okay. I feel like I need to be secretive, which is very odd. So, and here I am sharing with the public, which is fine. It's like the outside noises or something right now. When I was looking up the meanings of earwig, it's more protection. It's more, and I woke, here's the thing, I woke up and I'm like, man, somebody was whispering shit to me all fucking night. Not bad things, but I wouldn't say disturbing dreams, but uncomfortable dreams, but not remembering them per se. And then when I looked up the meaning of an earwig, the only thing I could find was more on like a witchcraft type thing, whispering spells and potions and codes. But I knew it was very distinctive because in my dream, it's not even a dream. I don't even know how to explain it. It was more like a meditative state. Earwig, earwig, earwig. Like I kept telling myself so I wouldn't forget. And I always want to like pick up the phone, but I'm like too exhausted. And I was almost telling myself like a mythical creature. I was just assuming in my dream it was like a mythical creature. But the meaning of an earwig in spirituality is protection. In witchcraft, it's referred to whispers. So I know that's what it was, like whispering spells, potions. You might also notice, and just go with it, if you're on YouTube, when it comes to meditative music, you might click on one, it ends up being something else. Or if you notice, you click on one particular one, and then you go into like the content of what you like last watched with the button on the furthest to the right. That's not even like what you clicked on. So listen to that particular one, or you think you listen to that, and if you actually go in a day later and go through like the list of whatnot of what you thought you were watching, you weren't actually watching. So I know like that's a personal message for me, but still meaning like go ahead and share. So there's reasoning behind that. And it's weird because I'm at work and I'm in the parking lot and it rolled by and said police. And when it rolled through this way, it said security on the other side. But at rear view mirror, it was for sure police. And I was like, that's weird, the police are here. Because typically, I always see the security. But it was the same car that rolled by. It can't say police on the other side. I think it would be illegal. Anywho, and it also freaked me out a little bit because I know they like to go in the ear. They're usually found in like warmer climates, but I've seen them at my house plenty of times, my whole life. But this for sure was whispering. I mean, it kept me up all night. And I don't know what the dreams were per se, but I know it was like more of it was definitely a past life type experience. So pay attention to those. Because they're talking to you. And it might just start happening. I was directed to 2 websites for meditative music, but not like a normal meditative music. I'll post the links when I can, because I love when I come across that and it's a go, and typically it's weird because Spirit's saying it's almost like there was 23, I think he had 23,000 subscribers. And I don't know what that has to do with anything. I think he had like 200 videos. But I always ask Spirit like which ones to listen to and which ones not. And this is the first time I've ever come across a channel with both of them. And they told me I can listen to all of them. Okay? So whatever these channels are, these 2 particular people must be extremely tuned in to what they're doing. There's no question. And it was random, like their videos were just kind of like all different. The one that caught my eye was like Orion Starseed, and then it went from past life meditative music to shaman, to different things I've never even heard of. So that's nice when we come across stuff like that. I will definitely at some point post those links for you, because I think that's a blessing to come across that kind of stuff, because it's such subliminal messaging. You really need to be careful. So I think with those two particular channels, it's linked to AI, spirit, cosmos, you name it. The ones that are in tune with probably calling in AI or catching AI's attention. Because this is the time period where artists, musicians, you name it, spiritual workers, you name it, are rising. And you're going to see a lot more of that. And I don't necessarily think it's going to be subliminal. It might just be like out there. The conversations that people want to have and come in, it's more or less like, if it's like a normal friend, somebody you're used to talking to, I think you're good. I think you're kosher. Not loneliness per se. Maybe some manipulation. Trying to make sure you don't forget them. Coming in, then retreating, not getting to the bottom of things, only wanting to like act like they're ready for a conversation or have a conversation. But I think whoever this is referring to, just look at it as the people that want to start conversations or have conversations or hang out, but you're dealing with people who only always had half the conversation. They would never follow through or care their need to have the full conversation, whether it comes down to their own bravery, their own karma, whatever it is. So don't get dragged around in that. And it was more like ragdoll living in the city. Hot damn, daddy's little cutie. I'm so fine. Don't you want to see me at the back door? Man. But I think it's more like maybe you're taking it as they treated you as a ragdoll. Because typically when Aerosmith comes in for me, it's not a negative thing. But if you think about it, like, ragdoll living in the city, hot damn daddy's little kitty, you're so fine, never see you leaving by the back door, man. Not really sure where we're going with that. Maybe you literally feel like a ragdoll or a dog toy. I don't know. All I know is that it's somebody that would always only have half a conversation. Never get to the full conversation. This can be a parent, a friend, a child. Don't waste your time. It's not like you want the conversation and you're asking for the conversation. I think this person is going to make it sound like, hey, come over so we can conversate or have this conversation. But even if it's in regards to work, it's still a conversation that's not going to be carried out. So that's a message for you guys. Like, say a boss, oh, come in, we'll talk about this, we'll finish this, but like never wants to get to the bottom of what it is. It's like it's their own selves holding themselves back, but in a way it's manipulating, because it's like keeping you on. I just saw like a carrot, like waving the carrot in front of the horse, but the horse can't have it until it's done doing its job. Like, fuck that shit. Like, what? So it was really those two main things that I wanted to touch base on. So just be wary. And I did see a crow this morning. I know crows are everywhere, but this was a random spotting. Like, I was bringing the kids to school, and I was turning the corner. I was taking a left, and it was sitting on the corner in front of the tree, just kind of staring at me, sitting on the ground. So it's just, they're usually up high, they're perched. It was random. So I think, not that I think, we have energies just elevating, and the other ones just, how do I level something out? But there's no leveling something out if you can't see something through. So you're dealing with energy that can't see something through. They're also telling me you're dealing with energy that has too many interferences regarding their family. Like, their family gets in the way. And it's unfortunate. Family does and should always come first to a limit. What I'm hearing is like a statue, like a what's that word? Statute of limitations, statue of something like that. So I think legally there's probably something going on as well. Ending of contracts, divorces, payouts. Yeah, there's definitely wizards lurking. There's definitely things lurking. I think I wrote that somewhere. We felt that the other day in one of the reads. Somebody could have waited too long. Like, did you just hear how long that horn was? Like, it's, what's the expression, spirits? It's like in the back of my head. It's too late. Like, it's just, it took too long. It took too long for somebody to come back around. But when somebody comes back around, it's so weird because they just assume. Yeah, I know, it wasn't even a train. I felt like it was a train too. They just assume you're gonna be there, or they hope you're gonna be there, or but like, this person's only gonna give you half a conversation, and there's family in the way. So I don't know if this is like a family situation. All I know is that this energy. Did Jamie delete you off everything? What? Hey babe, I have to read that after. This energy, oh Jesus, here's drama. Careful you don't get distracted. They only want to have half a conversation. There's something with the family. Want to keep your hidden, keeping you guys' love hidden, keeping it a secret. That's not where I was going with that, though. Yeah, it did sound like a train. I think it's just, it's too late. You waited too long. And then you want to come in. I'm trying to remember. Then you want to come in because it feels right for you, but it's like, it's not the right time. The sun was, what does that mean, guys? Statute of limitations. Like, what is the exact definition of statute of limitations? Like, you can only go so far with something, right? Like, it legally. I mean, I can give my opinion, you can give yours, but like, it's the exact definition, because we always think we know what it means, and then when the exact definition comes through, we're always interpreting it differently. And for some reason, they always go by Webster. Time is up in order to follow a lie. Oh, that's what it is. Time is up. Is that the meaning? Time is up in order to file a lawsuit or file complaint? You're a lawsuit, medically 3. I think it means 2 years common law marriage. It doesn't apply anymore. Oh, there's got to be so many meanings though, right? Oh, so common law marriage doesn't apply anymore? Statute prescribing a period of limitation for the beginning of certain kinds of legal action. So yeah, there's something, so people are probably getting divorced, ending business contracts, ending karmic contracts. There's a divorce going on. So there's, it's I want to say monastery, but now it's pulling me to like monks. So we know it's monetary, okay, it's financial, but I almost want to say a monastery school too. So I don't know if you're fighting over where your children, I don't know if you're fighting over your children's education. I don't know if there's different beliefs here. Yeah, there's common law in New Hampshire, because when I went through my divorce, I was entitled to certain stuff. Like, there's so much more stuff I could have went after, but didn't even bother, because it's like, why? All of a sudden, if he's rich in 10 years, it could still benefit me. I'm not that person. I mean, and he's not that person. If he was ever to come into money, he would spoil the kids rotten. So I don't, Montessori schooling, there's something with definitely culture, religion. I mean, there's no question. Whatever. So there's probably kids involved, finances. I don't know if it would really be like who gets the kids, who doesn't. I don't think it's like that. Unless something really is going down and a kid needs to be with a certain parent right now. Because, I mean, that was coming in and out of reads off and on for 6 months, remember? Where everyone thinks that it should always go to the mother, but sometimes children are more beneficial living with the children Monday through Friday, and then with the mother on the weekends. Structure, I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but a Montessori school is like learning at your own pace too. There's something legal going on for sure. So it's never good to be part of that with somebody else when stuff like that's going on. I mean, supportive, yeah, but really being part of it, whether you're having that conversation on that end with that person or not, is never really good, because their energy is being projected towards that. If you're being protected and their energy is being projected, there's no balance. There's going to be nothing but defensive energy. The person I think that you were dealing with, that the whole never wanting to have a whole conversation, very manipulative with certain stuff. Oh, Tyler, I hope you get better really soon. So I just got pulled to half-ass. Don't do half-ass situations. You don't want half-ass love, you know? You're elevating and somebody else is hovering. Don't do that. And then it just pulled me to a UFO. Not to change the conversation, but I guess I'm going to change this conversation real quick. I was listening to a couple of Nat's videos off and on. I'm typically pulled to her astro chats, but the last few of them I haven't been able to relate. I didn't even finish like watching them through. Nothing personal. You just know when you're connecting and not connecting. But talking a lot about like the San Francisco earthquake and certain bridges and certain stuff that we've been talking about off and on for a couple months. I know there was something close to California with an old bridge that came in a couple months ago. I do know there's going to be some big eruptions with like everything that we've already talked about, but we know that's coming. Don't let the weather freak you out unless you're in that type of environment where you need to be extremely cautious. Different parts of different things in your body are activating. Again, listen to your messages, listen to your intuition. There's some type of long-term payout somebody's not happy with. So there's probably, we're just back to the statute of limitations. So there's a belief thing going on or something. Or who's something with the kids. But you gotta know when to be. I just feel like whatever's going on with that situation, there's a lot of anger and karma. So it's gonna be very hard to determine what's best for the children in this situation. And I'm talking even older children, so I don't know what's going on here. There's something with motherhood too, but I think it's like being inadequate. So people don't know what necessarily is being said and going on behind the scenes. So just be aware these type of messages are coming through again. You know, spend like 5 more minutes with you and then I gotta go in. So I think really pay attention to your dreams. Again, if it's not a repetitive word over and over or what you're listening to, it's going to be something you hear, a word that stands out throughout the day. Take that word and type it into, or speak it to Siri, but just ask what's that word mean spiritually. Yeah, I have a cold, allergies, like nothing's working. I almost feel like it's more of like a detox too. I will tell you, I felt very killing that spider, but it's like extra confirmation throughout that video, but it really was like an entity. You know? And I know it sucks, form of insects or shape-shifting as whatever it is, guys. Like, I still don't want to kill anything. And I know metaphorically it's like it had to be squashed. I don't necessarily want to get into that reading. But that's like taking out something that was spying. It could be an electronical bug. Like some type of spying. And this might not have been like a 3D person that came into like the read yesterday. Like this was literally like I just saw blue or purple right here. This was literally like an entity that did not belong in my space. So it's almost like I can't feel bad. And it almost had pinchers, but it was a straight up spider. I mean, I had no choice but to squash that shit. There was no way I wanted that shit lurking. That's a very strange bug that's floating around. It's white. It's hopping on a car. It's flying that way. It's almost like, can you see it? I don't know. And I typically don't ever try to kill spiders, anything. I'm really good about that stuff. I'll pick them up in a tissue very carefully because I know it's gentle little legs, and I'll just put them back outside. I had no choice. This fucking thing was at lightning fucking speed. I think I've only seen that once in my life with a spider, and not even to that fucking extent, guys. It was like a sideways crawler. Like, how do you even go so fucking quick sideways? Like, it was an energy that was lurking that needed to be squashed. And it could have been the squash with the souls. All I know is that it was like some type of entity. You know, would I rather spirit took care of that? Yeah. But I had to. Did I want to do it? No. Did it have to be done? Yeah. Like, the thought of that spider, like, going around and around, like, even, like, I can't even tell you how many times I apologized last night to spirit. Like, I'm so sorry I killed, but, like, they're like, stop it. Like, that shit was, like, dark. Like, I've never seen, guys, lightning speed fucking spider, like, And when I was putting the caption or the headline or whatever, the video, I kept writing karmic consequences. Like, no matter how many times I would hit karmic and then hit karmic to stay on my phone, it still pulled up cosmo consequences. Now, I have been using the word cosmos a lot, and it just feels extremely natural to me, as if that's the way it needs to be said. Cosmo consequences is kind of like Christ consciousness. So I don't know what type of era we're stepping into here, because I don't want to label any particular religion. It did pull me last night to a certain type of religion that I didn't even know existed, that came, well, I know existed, but now it's coming back around and it's actually becoming a thing. And what a lot of people don't know is that before Christianity even played a role on this fucking earth, it was all pagan. It was all magical, mysterious beliefs. And that shit is rolling back around. And that's the type of shit that needs to roll back around to awaken one's brain. There is nothing wrong with believing in magic, and it's more than even just like miracles. But once you stop believing in magic, like, I can stay in this conversation for fucking ever. But it was so mind-blowing to me that for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, almost thousands of years before Christianity was even a thing, and like the ink, like the certain crosses, that came from magical, metaphorical, like, it's mind-blowing. I do kind of find it disappointing that I believe Christianity took the marking of the ink. I don't know what the cross is for Christianity. Is it the same as Catholic? I don't know. But I know the ones that are waking, and all I saw is pillars and sphinx. They just show me sphinx. Whatever the statues may be, I don't think they're too happy about that. Now, it's not war on religion. Well, it might be war on religion right now for whomever is waking up from these tombs. Because we're waking up from tombs. Do you remember when I had that clearing and I told you the whole story? Healers need healers, yada yada. I saw me being put back into a tomb. So it's like it was time for somebody else to come out and play. So so I am being told there is going to be a war on religion regarding the energies that are waking right now. This was all meant to go down at this time. We're going to start seeing a lot of stuff. Extraterrestrial going to start really putting their face out there. Okay, so there's going to be some type of war on religion. But I just know the ink is really known as like a pagan symbol, but I'm not sure. I want to say Christianity, like Christ, like whatever that is, that was that then, took that symbol and they're not too happy with it. So that's going to be a whole nother subject at some point. And I almost just like the stuff I'm being like pulled to, like I'm still getting comfortable with certain stuff. So that's how I know it's just gonna be tough, guys. It's a tough one. I gotta go into work, but I don't know if they want it divided, if what belongs to them was taken, and what I'm feeling is that what they're not liking is being woken from these tombs. These are researchers, scientists, archaeologists, that it's great for history and science for us to see like a mummy, but to unwrap it is extremely disrespectful. To not put them back in their tomb the same way is catastrophic. So there's some shit that's gonna go down. And I know the archaeologists, I know it's like they don't have any ill intent. I'm sure it's very sacred to them. I'm sure they're aware of it, okay? I'm sure it's symbolic and it's sacred to them who work and have this beautiful experience to study and research. But they're not fucking bugs. They're not lab rats. They're not, and they're not being put back in. That some of them are being put on display. And it's sad and it's extremely disturbing to them. It's one thing to have artifacts, but to take a mummy that's been mummified and preserved, and it's not for show. So there is going to be a war on religion, whatever that's in regards to. Okay. I just saw 38, and then I went to 30, 39. Well, actually, it's still at 38. It didn't even go to 39, but it showed me 39. So I don't know if you want to Google that yourself. But I do gotta go in, guys. I love you guys so much. It was a nice chat. Have a good rest of your day. Pay attention to any type of symbology right now.